All right, welcome to Camden Fairview Baseball versus Magnolia. Two balls, no strikes to Moorhead. And ball three to Moorhead. He's ahead in the count, 3-0. It's never done that. And pitch in. Back at the plate. No balls, one strike to Grant Jeffus. Jeffus swings and hits a long fly ball to left center, and that's going to be down for a hit. Moorhead rounds second, and he'll be up at third. They're stopping him at third. Jeffus has a stand-up double. Test 1 2 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2. So Grant Jeffus on at second. Zach Moorhead was out at third. He was tagged out. The third baseman Brings Dason Conley to the plate for the Cardinals. Runners at first and second for Camden Fairview, and Conley fouls the pitch back for a strike. 0-1 to Conley. Runners at first and second. Cardinals have one across the board here in the top of the first. Conley hits it sharp to second base, fielded and thrown out. So the Cardinals are going to leave two on, but they get one across, headed to the Panther half of the first inning. Camden Fairview 1, Magnolia on its leading off for the Panthers, number 5, Smith. Dason Conley on the mound for Camden Fairview with Ben McKinney behind the plate. And first pitch from Conley is outside, ball one. Gets past the catcher and rolls back to the fence. So ball one to Smith. Pitch to Smith from Conley, swinging a strike. And swing and fouled over the first base dugout. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to the hitter for Magnolia, Smith. And that pitch to Smith is high and tight. 2-2 to the leadoff hitter for Magnolia. Conley kicks and delivers, and that ball is just a little inside. Full count now to the Magnolia hitter. And that ball's outside for a leadoff walk.
Next batter for the Panthers, number 9, Braden Sanchez.
Braden Sanchez up for Magnolia. They've got a runner on first. And swing and chop to shortstop. Fielded, got the force out at second. Lead man out at second for the
Now batting
Panthers.
for the Panthers, number 4, D.J. Marshall.
Conley's holding the man on first, and first pitch is in for a ball. Conley is set at the plate, or at the mound, and he's going to throw back over to first, keeping him true. And that pitch again is outside. Conley is going to work on his footing there on the mound. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 man on for Magnolia here. That pitch again is outside and past the catcher, and that's going to move the runner down to second base. 3-0 now to the hitter, Marshall, for Magnolia. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Camden Fairview leads 1-0. And that pitch is inside for ball 4. Strike 1 to the Magnolia batter, Jack Waller. Magnolia with runners at first and second. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Camden Fairview leading 1-0. Popped up by Waller. Shallow right field. Mariuzzi coming over, and the throw is over to third and cut off. So the out there by Utzi.
Now batting, number 27, Gage Clover.
Brings Gage Clover. Swings on the first pitch and fly it into right field. And again, Utzi's in it for the out. So Magnolia is going to leave 2 on, nobody across. Camden Fairview leads after 1. Leading off the second inning for the Cardinals, the third baseman, number 19, Michael Betts. And pitcher kicks and delivers, swing and a miss, strike one to Betts. No balls, one strike to Michael Betts, and checks his swing and he goes around. Betts in the hole here early in the at bat, 0-2. And reaches for the third pitch and strikes out.
Next up, number 2, Ben McKinney.
Brings up the catcher, Ben McKinney, for the Cardinals. And first pitch to McKinney is in there for a strike. Caught the outside corner of the plate. 0-1 to McKinney. And swings at the second pitch, fouls it. Out of play on the first base side. So McKinney again 0-2 early in the at bat. And the pitch to McKinney, curveball off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Camden Fairview hitter Ben McKinney. And the pitch to McKinney is in there for a strike, strike 3, and McKinney caught looking. And that's 2 down for the Cardinals here in the second inning. Brings number 5, Quentin Browning. First pitch to Quentin Browning is outside, ball 1. And Browning swings at the next pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Quentin Browning in the top of the second inning. And that ball's inside. 2 balls, 1 strike to center fielder Quentin Browning. Three and 1 now to Browning as that ball was low. Browning probably going to get something to hit here. That one's inside and hits him, but it's ball 4. I think it nicked the sleeve on his jersey, but
bring up leadoff man number 1, Zach Moorhead.
puts Browning on at first. Going to bring off the leadoff hitter for the Cardinals, Zach Moorhead. Zach walked his first time to the plate. And Magnolia quick to check Quentin Browning over at first. Pitch to Moorhead, gets away from the catcher, and Browning is going to make it easily down to second base. That pitch was in the dirt and got away from the catcher and goes to the backstop. Browning advances to second. Ball 1 to Zach Moorhead. So Cardinals trying to get something going here in the second inning with 2 down. Got a runner on second base now. And swing and a miss by Moorhead. Big swing. 1-1 to Moorhead here. 2 outs. Quentin Browning on second base. The speed that Browning has, if Moorhead can hit one over in right center, that'd probably bring him home. That pitch is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff man, Zach Moorhead. And that ball is fouled.
Got to swing and strike now.
Pitch was swung on a little high, fouled it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Moorhead. Quentin Browning on second for the Cardinals. And checked his swing. He went around, and Moorhead strikes out to end the inning. So we're going to leave 1 on here in the top of the second. No runs across. Camden Fairview 1, Magnolia. Leading off for the Panthers here in the bottom of the second is the left fielder, Jackson Touch. First pitch from Conley to Touch is a strike. And Dason Conley delivers and bounces it to the third baseman, Michael Betts, and across the bag and got him. Nice play by Michael Betts and Landon Morgan. Long way to travel for Michael Betts, and a nice stretch by Landon Morgan. Brings up the DH Carter for Magnolia. And first pitch to Carter was a strike. Second pitch was a little low for a ball. 1-1 to the DH Carter, and that ball is outside. Just missed. 2 balls, 1 strike. Dason Conley kicks and delivers, and that ball's fouled back. 2-2 now to Carter. And curveball gets in there, strikes him out, catches him. Brings the pitcher for the Panthers to the plate, Dalen Glass. Conley kicks and delivers. That ball, first pitch swung on, fouled back, strike 1 to Glass. Conley delivers again. That ball's outside. 1-1 now to Glass. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Camden Fairview 1, Magnolia 0. That ball's hit. Long fly ball to left field. Zach Moorhead is under it, and he makes the catch for the out. So Magnolia goes down in order here. Leaves nobody on, no runs across.
Leading off the
Leading off for the Cardinals, the top of the third, DH Grant in the first inning. Nice stand-up double. So Jeffus looking to recreate what he did here in the first inning. First pitch to Jeffus is a ball. And Grant Jeffus squares the bunt. Pitch is low. 1-1 now to the DH for the Cardinals. And Jeffus swings at a pitch low. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Grant Jeffus, leading off for the Cardinals here in the top of the third inning. Curveball gets Jeffus looking for the first out of the inning for Camden Fairview. It's going to bring Mari Utze to the plate for Camden Fairview. Utze hit into a fielder's choice. His first at bat. First pitch, Utze swing, and that's a long fly ball. Hits the wall in right field, bounces off, and Utze's going to be in at second base with a nice stand-up double.
That's going to bring up number 8, Landon Morgan.
Brings up the first baseman for Camden Fairview, number 8, Landon Morgan. Morgan got a single in the first inning, scored a run for Camden Fairview with an RBI. Morgan takes the first pitch for a strike. Morgan like to get another hit, bring Utze around, and swings at the second pitch, popped foul out of play behind the first base dugout. So Landon Morgan behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here for Camden Fairview. In the top of the third inning, Mari Utze on second base after a nice hit to right field that hit the wall 320 feet from home plate. Glass kicks and delivers. That pitch is inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Landon Morgan. Curveball gets Morgan swinging for the second out of the inning for Camden Fairview.
Next batter, number 15, Herman Gill.
Going to bring up second baseman Herman Gill to the plate. Herman was hit by a pitch his first at bat. Pitch is low and away to Gill for ball 1. Gill back in the box, and pitcher checks Utze at second, delivers. Gill swings at a high fastball, so Herman Gill early in the at bat, down in the count, 0-2. And swings at the second pitch, fouls it back. Pitch is inside to Herman Gill. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Base hit by Gill could score Mari Utze from second. And Gill swings, drop third strike, and tagged out by the Magnolia catcher to end the inning for the Cardinals. They're going to leave 1 aboard after one hit, and we'll be going to the bottom of the third inning. Camden Fairview 1. Leading off for the Panthers, number 25, Turner Austin, takes first pitch for a strike. Austin swinging at the second pitch, fouls it into the third base dugout. And long fly ball to left field. Moorhead is going to chase it, but it's over his head. And Austin is going to be standing up at second for a leadoff double. Up for Magnolia now is the leadoff man, number 5, Camden Smith. He's showing bunt and pops the ball up, and that ball is going to be fielded by the pitcher, Conley, and pitched over to the third baseman. And everybody is safe. Nice attempt by Dason Conley to get the ball over.
Shortstop, number 9, Braden Sanchez.
Brings up Braden Sanchez for Magnolia now. Magnolia's no outs, runners at the corners. That ball is outside for ball one. That last play was a bunt in between the mound and third base, fielded by Conley and underhanded over to Michael Betts, just not in time. This pitch is swung and popped up. Conley catches it in front of the mound for the first out here for Camden Fairview in the third inning.
DJ Marshall.
Brings up Marshall for the Panthers. He walked his first at bat, and the runner goes down to second with no attempt by the catcher with a man on third to throw him out. So Magnolia now has runners at second and third. One out here in the top of the third inning. The pitch is outside, and Ben McKinney slides over and catches it, keeps it going from going to the backstop. So Conley behind in the count, 2-0. Pitch from McKinney is swung and fouled down the first base line. So we'll rewind and do it again here for the hitter Marshall. That ball is low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Magnolia has runners at second and third here. 1 out, 3rd inning. That pitch is high to load the bases. That's going to bring up.
For your Panthers, number 23, Jack Waller.
Going to bring up Jack Waller. Waller flew out his first at bat here, so he comes to the plate now with bases loaded and 1 out. Camden Fairview would love to hit into a ground ball double play, but Waller swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. No balls, 1 strike here to Waller. And curveball is swung and hit, driven into right center field, and Browning has trouble handling the ball. That's going to score 2 runs for Magnolia. And Waller has a pair of RBIs off the single
That's
here.
going to bring up number 27, Gage Colbert.
Gage Clover swings at the first pitch and fouls it for strike 1. One and one to Clover here in the Magnolia half of the 3rd inning. They've got 2 runs across here, and Conley having a little trouble with his footing. That pitch got away from him a little high. 2 and 1. Magnolia has runners at first and second. Conley delivers a curveball, gets away from the pitcher or the catcher, and that's going to move runners over to second and third. Three and one now to Clover. And Conley taking a while to get the sign. Clover calls for time and gets it. Back in the box now, and umpire gives the play ball signal, and the pitch is in there, and it's ball 4, which will load the bases again and bring up Jackson Touch for Magnolia. Touch grounded out his first at bat here this evening.
For Jackson Touch.
First pitch to Touch is high for ball 1. And next pitch is in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jackson Touch with the bases loaded here. 1 out. Magnolia's got 2 across and a Little blooper, that's going to be trouble, and it's down, and that's going to score a run for Magnolia. And a bloop single over in shallow right field scores another run for Magnolia. First pitch to Carter is almost a strike, and then he decided to call it a ball. One ball, no strikes, and that pitch is outside. 2-0. Carter struck out his first at bat tonight. That pitch again misses, and Conley is trying to figure out what he's supposed to do. Painting the corners and not getting the call, and squared the bunt, and that pitch is a ball, and that's going to walk in a run for Magnolia. So that's 4 across now this inning. Brings up the pitcher for Magnolia, Glass. He flew out his first at bat, and that pitch is high and inside. Ball 1 to Glass. He did. Yeah. Swing and a miss. One ball, 2 strikes to the hitter Glass for Magnolia. Swing and strikes out. So Conley gets a strikeout here in the bottom of the third. Brings Turner Austin to the plate, and he's taking a big hack at the first pitch for strike 1. And grounded to shortstop and fielded and pitched over to second for the out. But Magnolia is going to leave the bases loaded, but not before they score 4 runs in the inning. Going to the top of the 4th inning, Magnolia 4, Camden Fairview 1. Leading off for Camden Fairview at the top of the fourth inning, the pitcher, Dason Conley. Conley grounded out his first at bat, and he takes the first pitch inside for a ball. And same pitch, same spot, ball two. 2 balls, no strikes to leadoff man here for Camden Fairview in the top of the fourth, Dason Conley. Magnolia leading now 4-1. And Conley hits a ground ball to shortstop, fielded, and the throw is in time for out number 1.
That's going to bring up number 19, Michael Betts.
Brings up Michael Betts to the plate for Camden Fairview. Michael struck out his first appearance here tonight. First pitch to Michael Betts is a fastball strike on the outside corner. And that pitch is high for a ball. Betts thought about swinging at it and was able to stop his swing. So 1-1 here to Michael Betts. Top of the fourth inning. Camden Fairview needing to get something going here. Got to get some base runners. That pitch is inside. 2 balls, 1 strike to third baseman Michael Betts. And Glass kicks and delivers curveball that doesn't break over. 3 balls now, 1 strike to the hitter Michael Betts. And that pitch is in for a strike. Betts runs the count full now, 3-2. And that pitch is low, and Betts gets a free trip down to first base. Going to bring up Ben McKinney to the plate.
That's going to bring up number 2, Ben McKinney.
McKinney went down swinging on his, actually was froze at the plate, I think, on a curveball, his first at bat. So McKinney going to come to the plate, try to get some retribution there for that first strikeout. And Glass checks over at first, runs Betts back to the bag. Pitch to McKinney is outside. 1 ball, no strikes here. Camden Fairview with a runner at first base. Glass is looking over and giving Betts the eye and throws over. Betts back to the bag in time. Pitch to McKinney is high and tight. 2-0 now to Ben McKinney, and that's going to draw a visit from the dugout by the Magnolia Panthers coach. All right, Ben McKinney back in the box for Camden Fairview, 2-0, and they're going to throw again over to first base, and Betts back in time. McKinney back in the box, showing bunt, and pulls it back, swings, and fouled over to the third base dugout. 2-1 now to Ben McKinney. Pitch to McKinney is swung and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Ben McKinney. And that pitch hits McKinney. So free trip for McKinney down to first base will move Betts over to. And courtesy runner for McKinney is going to be number 13, Andrew Chambers. Brings up Quentin Browning to the plate for Camden Fairview. And swung on the first pitch, popped high, and shortstop for Magnolia coming in makes the catch for out number 2. Zach Moorhead now back up for Camden Fairview. He has walked and struck out once tonight. And again, they have thrown over to first, and the ball gets away from the first baseman. Michael Betts moves over to third. Andrew Chambers did not advance. So runners now at the corners for Camden Fairview. And pitch is on the corner for strike 1 to Zach Moorhead. And Moorhead squares to bunt, pulls back on an outside pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners at the corners. Camden Fairview threatening here. They're down 4-1 in the top of the 4th inning. And bunted foul and over the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two and two to Moorhead. Runners at the corners for Camden Fairview, trying to get a run across the plate. And Chambers is going swing and hit to left field, but right at the left fielder for the 3rd out in the inning. So Camden Fairview is going to leave 2 on, and we're going to go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Magnolia 4, Camden Fairview 1. Leading off for Magnolia in the bottom of the 4th inning is Camden Smith. He is walked tonight and bunted his way onto first base. And first two pitches to Smith are balls. Dason Conley still on the mound for Camden Fairview. Camden Fairview trailing 4-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And swing and popped foul, going to be out of play behind the plate. 2-1 now to Smith. Top of the order for Magnolia, and Camden Fairview would really like to set them down and get back to business trying to score runs, but got to start with Camden Smith here, and he is even the count, 2-2 now. Pitch is in from Conley and hit Smith.
That's going to bring up number 9.
Third trip to the plate tonight for Sanchez. He is hit into a fielder's choice and flown out. And Conley taking his time on the mound, checking the runner over on first, and he steps off. And a lot of chatter from the crowd saying that Conley balked, not called from the umpire. Pitch is swung and hit into right center field, and that's going to be a single for Sanchez and move Smith over to third base. So Magnolia's runners at the corners on a single.
Jake Marshall.
Going to draw a trip to the mound by the coach for Camden Fairview, Troy Keith. And going to have a pitching change here. Max Bradshaw, the pitcher now for Camden Fairview. The batter for Magnolia is number 4, Marshall. He has walked both appearances tonight, and Bradshaw going to throw over again, checking his runner at first base. No outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Magnolia has runners at the corners. They lead 4-1. Bradshaw's got his sign, and he is delivering the pitch, and that's outside and thrown down to second and by McKinney, and that is not even close. And Magnolia now has runners at second and third, no outs for Marshall at the plate. Bradshaw kicks and delivers, and that ball is outside. And in for a strike now. 2 balls, 1 strike to Marshall. Bradshaw, and that ball's hit sharply down the third base side. That's going to score 2 runs for Magnolia and a stand-up double for Marshall. Magnolia now leads 6-1. Going to bring up number 23, Jack Waller. Jack Waller has flied out. He lays down a bunt and got him at first, fielded by the pitcher, Bradshaw, and all right, after Magnolia's turned the music off, Gage Clover's swinging at the first pitch, and that's popped up right field. Mariuzzi's under it, and he is going to throw it home. Play at the plate is off the mark. McKinney couldn't handle the ball. It bounces to the fence, and that's going to be a sacrifice fly for Magnolia in the two balls, 1 strike now to the hitter, Touch. Magnolia has 3 across now in this inning, leading the Cardinals 7-1. And Touch hits a opposite field fly ball to right. Scores 3 in the bottom half of the inning. They lead 7-1. Grant Jeffers leading off for the Cardinals here in the top of the fifth inning. Jeffers has doubled and struck out here tonight. This is his third plate appearance and swings and big cut at the first pitch for strike one. Swings and a miss on the second pitch for strike two. And Jeffers fouls it over third base side. 0-2 now to the DH, Grant Jeffers. And swing and a miss for strike three. Grant Jeffers goes down swinging. Going to bring up right fielder Mari Utsi to the plate for the Cardinals. Mari's got a double and a fielder's choice here tonight. Right. Is it? I can't. It's on the bottom of the, if you zoom into the picture, it's on their whole lineup. Utsi hits a ground ball, line drive ground ball over to right field, and it gets past the right fielder, and Utsi's going to be standing up at third. I think that'll be scored as a hit, and maybe E9 gets him to third base. Going to bring up number 8, Landon Morgan for the Cardinals. Camden Fairview really like to get something going here, trailing Magnolia 7-1. Top of the fifth inning, first pitch swung and fouled back by Morgan. A line drive by Mariuzzi bounced a couple times and the right fielder slipped. That ball went all the way to the wall, allowing Utsi to get to third base. Cardinals with the runner in scoring position early here in the top of the fifth. Landon Morgan even in the count, 1-1. And that pitch is outside, ball two. New pitcher for Magnolia, number 15, trying to get his name for you. Swing and a miss by Morgan. The count now 2-2. And Morgan swings, drop third strike, and the umpire says that he caught it, and that's got Utsi caught up in a pickle, and Utsi is going to be tagged out on the line. Landon Morgan goes down to second on the drop third strike. Catcher goes after Mariuzzi and tags him out. So Magnolia gets the out, just not Morgan. And it's going to bring Herman Gill swinging at the first pitch. That's through the hole. Dove and caught and thrown out at third base. And Camden Fairview will go down here in the top of the fifth inning. Magnolia 7, Carter leading off for Magnolia here. Bottom of the fifth inning. First pitch from new pitcher for the Cardinals, Michael Betts. Ball one. Betts moves over from third base onto the hill, moves Dason Conley to short, and Max Bradshaw over to third. And second pitch from Betts is in there for a strike. 1-1 to Carter. Carter's 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. And that pitch is going to miss for ball two. Carter struck out in the second inning and walked in the third. I'm sorry. Yeah, struck out in the second, walked in the third. 3 balls, 1 strike to Carter. DHing tonight for the Magnolia Panthers. And that pitch is outside, ball 4, past McKinney. Bounces off the backstop and back over near him. So that's going to put the leadoff runner for Magnolia on.
Number 15, Carter Chambliss.
Brings up the new pitcher for Magnolia, Carter Chambliss. Big swing and a miss from Chambliss. No balls, 1 strike. And Betts delivers. That pitch is off the outside edge of the plate. 1-1 now. The leadoff man for Magnolia here in the 5th inning on first base. And that pitch is in the dirt, but gets away from McKinney, and Carter is going to go on down to second base. Two balls, 1 strike now to Chambliss. And swings an inside pitch, fouls it over into the third base dugout. 2-2 now. Two and two now. Carter has his lead at second, and he is not thinking about doing much. And Chambliss swings at strike 3 for the first out of the inning.
Number 25,
Turner Austin to the plate now for Mac. Hunter Austin at the plate for Magnolia. Runner on second for Magnolia. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. That ball is curveball, bounces in the batter's box and back to the net. And that's going to be a ball to Austin, and that's going to move the runner over to third base now. Betts has his sign, not paying attention to the runner much on third. Kicks and delivers, and that pitch is high in the zone. 2 balls, no strikes now to Austin. And long foul ball out of play on the left hand side of the field. 2 balls, 1 strike. He straightens that one out. That's going to be trouble. And Betts comes set, kicks and delivers the pitch, and it's outside. 3-1 now. Bottom of the 5th inning. Magnolia leading 7-1 over Camden Fairview. And fouled back by Austin now. Full count. Umpire is out of baseball, so ball boy coming over and refilling the umpire. 3-2 now. And Betts gets his sign. He is set. Kicks, delivers the pitch, and that is inside. Ball 4. Going to be back around to the leadoff man. Number Camden Smith. Smith has walked tonight, been hit by a pitch, and bunted his way on to first. And swinging at the first pitch, that's going to be a base hit into left field. Moorhead has got it and throwing it into third, and the runner is going to be in at third base safe. Stand up double by the leadoff man Smith, scores a run, and now makes it 8-1 Magnolia.
Number 9, Braden Sanchez.
Braden Sanchez to the plate now for Magnolia. He is singled, flied out, and hit into a fielder's choice. And first pitch to Sanchez is high for ball 1. Runners at second and third for Magnolia, 1 out. 1 run across here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that ball is just misses the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. Long fly ball, left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to score 2 more for Magnolia. And Sanchez is standing up at second for a double. Magnolia now leads 10-1.
Now batting, number 4, D.J. Marshall.
DJ Marshall now batting for Magnolia. Marshall has walked twice and doubled RBI. Line drive now again to left field. Zach Moorhead throws it home, and Marshall is going to be in at second base with a double.
That's going to bring
Jack Waller to the
After the
plate now.
intentional walk, that brings up number 27, Gage Clover.
Camden Fairview intentionally walks Jack Waller to bring Gage Clover to the plate. Clover has walked tonight and hit into a flyout. That first pitch from Betts to Clover is a strike. Infield is in. Clover hits a foul ball over the third base dugout. Behind in the count now, 0-2. Magnolia trying to score one more run, and that will end the ball game. Swing and a miss by Clover, and he strikes out for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Panthers, number 34, Jackson.
Brings up Jackson Touch to the plate. He is grounded out, flown out, and hit a single tonight. Again, one run will end the ball game if Magnolia scores here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Bases loaded, and that pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Camden Fairview get this out. They can get out of the inning and play more baseball here this evening. Swung and fouled back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases loaded for Magnolia. 3-1 now. Michael Betts has to have a strike here. And he is set, delivers the pitch, and swung and fouled back. 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth inning, Magnolia leading 10-1. Bases loaded here. Pitch by Betts is swung and base hit, and that is going to do it. That brings a run across, and Magnolia is going to win the game 11-1 here Brody Dowell leads off for Camden Fairview here tonight in JV action. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dow. Foul ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brody Dow fights off a high inside pitch. Count remains 2-2. Scoreboard has been corrected from 3-2 back to 2-2. Leadoff man for the Cardinals here swings and misses for the first out of the inning. Brings up number 13, Andrew Chambers for Camden Fairview. And first pitch to Chambers is outside for a ball. Swing and a miss. 1-1 now to Andrew Chambers here in the top half of the first inning. JV action here at Magnolia. Camden Fairview versus Magnolia. And that pitch is outside. Gets away from the catcher. Outside, 3-1. Andrew Chambers swings and strikes out for the second out of the inning. 2 down now, and Peyton Schroeder to the plate for Camden Fairview. Pitch is high and away. Ball 1 to Peyton Schroeder. Schroeder swings and pops it up on the third base side. Shortstop coming in, calls for it, and makes the catch. So 3 up, 3 down for the Cardinals here in the top half of the first. Magnolia coming to the plate. First pitch from Ben Davis to number 19 is swung and driven into center field. That ball is caught by Andrew Chambers for out number 1 here. One pitch, one out. Ben Davis kicks and delivers. Ball 1. And swing and a miss for strike 1. 1-1 now. Batter is Landon Sawyer, and he drives the ball over the head of the left fielder. Dow hits the wall, and he is going to be in at second with a stand-up double. Big hit for number 3, Landon Sawyer. Bring Aiden Hutchison to the plate for Magnolia, and he swings at a first pitch fastball for strike 1. Swing again, strike 2. And that ball hits Hutchinson, so he will take a stroll down to first base, hit by a pitch. I'm going to bring up Tucker Bogus to the plate for Magnolia. They have runners at first and second, and runner at second steals third, so now runners at the corners. Runners at the corners for Magnolia, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning. And pitch is outside for a ball. Swing and a miss. And 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners at the corners there for Magnolia. And Ben Davis gets a warning from the umpire on coming set. Pitch is blown away. And swung and fouled back. Runner is going, and throw is not in time to second, and the throw back to home is off the plate. That brings a run across for Magnolia. And runner at third is caught by the catcher, Drew Bostic, on a throw down to third and tagged out for the first out of the inning. So Magnolia has a runner on second base. They've got one across, and the runner is out at third trying to steal, and that gets Camden Fairview out of the inning with only one across from Magnolia. They get the third out at third base. So Camden Fairview coming to the plate. Magnolia 1, Camden Fairview. Ben Davis leading off for Camden Fairview here in the top of the second inning. And Davis takes the first pitch for strike one. Second pitch to Davis is swung and missed. Davis behind in the count early in the at bat, 0-2. Magnolia leads 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. And Davis reaches for it, pops it up over to third base, and that's going to be caught for out number one here in the top of the second inning. Brings the catcher, Drew Bostic, to the plate for the Cardinals. Bostic picked the runner off at third for the second out of the bottom of the last inning. At the plate now, trying to get something going for the Cardinals. And first pitch to Bostic is low and away, ball one. And Drew digs in, gets his footing, waiting on the pitch, and that ball again outside. 2-0 now to hitter Bostic for Camden Fairview. And again, outside, 3-0 now. And Bostic takes ball four. .25 Matthew Reynolds at the plate for the Cardinals, and he is hit by the first pitch. So Reynolds now on first, Drew Bostic on second, Brings up number 7, Elijah Scantling, to the plate for Camden Fairview. Runners at first and second now, 1 out. Camden Fairview trailing 1-0 here, top of the second inning, and that pitch is low. Magnolia's pitcher having a hard time finding the strike zone here. And Scantling swings opposite field. That ball is going to be trouble, and it's down. And the runners are tagging up, and that's going to be force out at second, and Bostic over to third. So we got runners at the corners. Believe that would be scored a base hit. And Matthew Reynolds having to tag on the play, not making it to second in time. And that pitch is outside to number 23, Jason Wolf. 2 outs now here in the top of the second inning. Magnolia 1, Camden Fairview nothing. That ball again outside. 2 balls, no strikes. And that pitch finds the strike zone, and Wolf kind of shakes it off, and he's back in the box. Camden Fairview would like to get one across here in this inning, and swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Jason Wolf. Rodney Frazier waiting on deck for Camden Fairview. Runner goes, and he is in safe. Scantling in safe at second base. Pitch to Wolf was a ball, almost hit him. 3-2 now. Takes the force play out of contention from Magnolia at second, and that ball's outside, and that ball is called a strike and rings Wolf up. So Camden Fairview leaves 2 on, and we go to the bottom of the second inning. Magnolia 1, Camden Fairview 0. And that pitch is driven up the middle by number 24. Base hit single for the leadoff man here for Magnolia. Bottom half of the second inning. And pinch runner coming in for Magnolia. And thrown over to first, running pitch runner back to first base. He is back in time. Number 15 to the plate now for Magnolia. They've got runners at first and second. No outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Ben Davis looks in and throws a breaking ball that doesn't break for ball one. And big swing and a miss. 1-1 now to the hitter, number 15 for Magnolia. One ball, two strikes now to the Magnolia hitter. Swung and fouled out of play on the first base side. Now 2-2. No outs. Runners at first and second for Magnolia. Bottom of the second inning. And that pitch is outside. Ball two. And runner is thrown out at second. Got a runner advancing to second. So they get the runner at third base trying to steal. And the runner at first advances over to second. One out now in the inning. Magnolia has done that a couple of times tonight. And it hadn't worked out yet at third base. Ben Davis has his sign, and he is swung, and that one is coming into the stands. Fouled straight back. And the way folks scattered in the stands, you'd have thought it was an atomic bomb. Two and two now, one out. Runner at second base for Magnolia. And that pitch is high in the zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ben Davis delivers, and that ball is fouled back into the umpire. We're going to rewind and do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the second inning, Magnolia leading 1-0. And the pitch is high, ball 4. So free trip down to first base by number 15 for Magnolia. Going to bring up the hitter number 26, Ainsworth, now in the box for Magnolia. And swinging on the first pitch, foul back. No balls, 1 strike to the batter Ainsworth. Runners at first and second. That ball's high in the zone. 1-1 now. And another ball by Ben Davis. Runs the count to 2-1. Davis kicks and delivers. That ball is hit hard to left field. And Brody Dow giving chase over his head. And that's going to bring a run home. Going to be a play at the plate. And that throw is off the mark. And 1 run across. Ainsworth in at second with a double. Drives home 1 run. That makes the score now 2-0. No play at the plate on the throw. Going to bring up number 8, West, to the plate. Swinging a that ball is low, blocked by the catcher, and keeps the runner at third at bay. Runners at second and third for Magnolia, and that pitch again is a strike to the batter number 8, West, for Magnolia. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Magnolia threatening with 2 runners in scoring position. That pitch is high and tight. And low for ball 3. Count now full. And breaking ball, Ben Davis for ball 4. Didn't find the strike zone. That loads the bases. For Magnolia. Sperling for Magnolia at the plate with 1 out and the bases loaded. And that pitch is off the corner. 1-1 now to Sperling. Pitch Davis is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. And big swing and a miss by Sperling. Runs the count to 2-2. Ball low. 3-2 now to Sperling. Bases loaded. Ground ball here would be Nice for Camden Fairview. That's popped up behind the plate in the parking lot. Three and two again here, one out. Bottom of the second, and that pitch is high, and that's going to gets another one across the plate. Scores now Magnolia 3, Camden Fairview 0. Bases remain loaded. The hitter number 14, Couture, at the plate. And that pitch is off the mark. Ball one. That pitch is fouled over the third base side. 2 balls, 1 strike to Couture. Magnolia still has the bases loaded. One more run across will get us out of the inning. And JV play 3 runs or 3 outs. Ends the inning. Swing and a miss. And Couture goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. Magnolia. Again, bases loaded. That pitch by Ben Davis is in for a strike. Low for ball one. 1-1, 2 outs. Bottom of the second, Magnolia got 2 runs across. That pitch is in for a strike. Ben Davis finding his mark now. And pitch is off, blocked by the catcher to keep it in front of him. 2-2, 2 outs. Bases loaded. And got another one to play at the plate, and he got him. So the third run comes across, but we get the third out here in the bottom of the third. We're going to go top of third inning. Magnolia 4, Camden Fairview 0. Leading off the third inning for Camden Fairview, number 16, Rodney Frazier. First pitch in, ball one. Magnolia gets one across in the first, three across in the second to lead the game 4-0. Second pitch to Frazier is in for a strike. And pitch is low for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike to Frazier. Pitch is low again. 3-1 now. That pitch is in for strike 2, so the count's full. 3-2. Swung and drive into center field. Going to be a single by Rodney Frazier. Nice piece of hitting there with a 3-2 count. And gets Camden Fairview started here in the top of the third inning. Going to bring, looks like Charlie Lewis to the plate. And runner going, and he is going to be in. Catcher can't handle the pitch. It was low in the dirt. Did a good job of keeping it in front of him, but no play at second base. So Frazier down to second. No, or 1 ball, no strikes to Charlie Lewis. Swing, big swing. 1-1 now to and that pitch catches the inside corner for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that ball hits Charlie Lewis, and Frazier was headed to third on the pitch, and he'll have to go back dead ball. So Camden Fairview has runners at first and second. Brings Carson Massey to the plate now for Camden Fairview with runners at first and second. Camden Fairview like to get 3 runs across the board here in the inning. Pitch is outside, and he is safe at third. Catcher threw down the throws in time. Third baseman couldn't hold on to it. So runners advance now. Camden Fairview has runners at the corners. No outs here. And swing and a miss by Carson Massey. 1-1 now to Carson Massey. And Massey fouls it straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Haven Adams waiting on deck for Camden Fairview. And that pitch is a curveball, gets Massey swinging. And he is struck out for the first out of the inning. Two balls, one strike now to Haven Adams. Camden Fairview still with runners at second and third, one out. Trying to get some runs across the board here. And Adams foul tips the ball back for strike two. So 2-2, one out. And Adams swings and misses at the pitch for strike three. Brings Noah Turner to the plate for Camden Fairview. Turner at the plate. Aiden Zimmerman waiting on deck. Pitch is in for a strike. Oh and 1. And that pitch again in for a strike. Camden Fairview runners at second and third. Base hit here, score a run, and that pitch is off the mark. 1-2 now to Noah Turner. And that pitch is outside in the dirt. 2-2 now to Noah Turner. And Turner hits the ball. That's fielded by the third baseman and throws in the dirt and scoop for the out. Nice play by the first baseman to save the out. So Camden Fairview leaves two on. Going to the bottom of the third. Camden Fairview trailing Magnolia 4-0. Now pitching for the Cardinals, number 9, Drew Bostic. First pitch to the Magnolia hitter is off the plate, ball one. Pitch is in for a strike. 1-1 now. That ball is up and out of the zone. 2-1 now. And off the mark. 3 balls, 1 strike to the hitter, number 19 from Magnolia. And that ball is hit straight to first base, caught by Peyton Schroeder for out number 1. And pitches a ball from Bostic. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Magnolia leading 4-0. And that pitch is swung on and missed. 1-1. Swung and long fly ball hits the wall. Going to be extra inning or extra bases, and that going to be a stand-up triple for the Magnolia hitter, number 3. First pitch is swung and hit foul. Magnolia has a runner at 3rd, 1 out. Number 12 at the plate for Magnolia. Pitch number 2 fouled, so Bostic ahead in the count, 0-2 now. 1 out, 1 man on third base for Magnolia. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Magnolia leads 4-0. And pitch is in the dirt, and good block by the catcher, Chambers, to keep the ball in front, keep the runner at third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Magnolia batter, number 12. Pitch is in there, off the mark, just missed on the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And pitch is in for a strike. Bostic gets him looking for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 outs now brings the batter to the plate for Magnolia, number 28. First pitch from Bostic to the Magnolia hitter is a ball. Bostic kicks and delivers, and looked like a off-speed pitch, high in the zone. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, a runner at 3rd for Magnolia. Bottom of the 3rd inning. And pitch is off the mark. 3-0 now. Bostic hits him, so free trip to first base on a ball to the thigh. brings up number 32. And that pitch is off the mark. Bostic comes set, kicks and delivers, and that pitch is swung and fouled up, and it's in play, but in foul territory, but lost, I think, in the lights. I know I looked up and couldn't find it against a gray sky, and the catcher couldn't find it either. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners at the corners. Magnolia leading 4-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Runner is moving at second, and the throw is catcher faked to second, and the runner broke from home and had an opportunity to get him at third. Run the throw not in time, so Magnolia has runners at second and third now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the hitter, and that ball's inside, backs out. 2-2 now. And high in the zone sends number 32 down to first base to load the bases for number 29. Braswell at the plate, and the pitch is outside. Swing and a miss. 1-1 now to Braswell. Bases loaded for Magnolia, 2 outs. Camden Fairview trying to get out of the inning without any more damage. That ball is in off the corner. 2-1. And again, off the mark. Swing and a miss. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch coming with 2 outs, and the bases loaded. And that ball is off the mark. And that walks in a run. Brings up number 20 to the plate for Magnolia. Bases still loaded for the Panthers. Lead now 5-0. And that pitch is high in the zone. The ball swung and fouled on the third base side. In foul territory, nobody able to get over to it. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Need 1 more out here. And that ball is swung and hit high in the air on the left-hand side and caught. So Camden Fairview gets out of the inning with only 1 run across, and believe that'll be the ball game, folks. Camden Fairview will be back in action tomorrow night in Arkadelphia at 5 o'clock.